So Nova's kind of been on the defensive with the whole Stealer of Souls thing and Wild. Kind of just like, she's been really defensive. She's been on her perch, her scratching post all week defending it. And well, I've got to talk her down. Stealer of Souls getting banned. Let's try and talk her down. See, Nova, Stealer of Souls, even what Blizzard has recognized, it's too busted. They're going to get rid of it. Nova, yeah, that is true. But Nova, they're getting... Oh, it's not about Stealer of Souls. You're still worried about Scab's Cutter Butter. Yeah, they're not doing anything about that card. Okay, yeah, I guess you'll stay here. Okay, I'll leave you alone. All right. Everybody, Nova's gonna protect us all from Scabs. She's gonna stay on her scratchy post. Let's all stand behind Nova, okay?
Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, and welcome to This Week in Hearthstone, the 43rd edition of our weekly news recap series where we take a look at all the news and events in the Hearthstone world in the past week. And well, we already covered the big banning of Stealer of Souls and Wild, so we'll cover some other stories this week. And our top story, are there nerfs coming to Standard? Will there be a balance patch? We know there's a patch coming. I'll give you the details on that, as well as the debut of our content creator highlight series, where we'll highlight a content creator for you guys to check out this week. Trying to spotlight people in the community, see how this goes, see if you guys enjoy the segment, as well as the mailbag segment this week where I answer your questions. We'll have GM results. I believe there's a Masters Tour event this upcoming weekend, so we'll have that recap next week. So if you're looking for esports fix, check that out on YouTube, but that'll be next week. Anyways, top story, will there be nerfs in Standard? We know that Stealer of Souls will be wild, as outlined here by Play Hearthstone. They tweeted this out. That's good to go live, and they also mentioned that the patch will go live on Wednesday, with patch notes dropping on Tuesday, with no real specifics. However, HS Esports retweeted this, and mentioned that the Masters Tour event that I mentioned earlier will not be affected by this balance patch. Meaning there will not be any nerfs coming up. There will be no balance patch, no nerfs coming up. And I tweeted this, that I think I'm okay with it. Wow. Zeddy okay with like no nerfs for once ever, and I wanted to talk about it. I want to talk about why Standard, for the most part, I think doesn't really need a balance patch right now. What I would like to see get adjusted in the near future, and then maybe my overall feelings about the meta. So first off, why I don't think the meta or card should be nerfed is, well, we had the big balance patch with Paladin, we had the mini set come out, and if you scroll through the HS meta here on this, you can see this, well, first off, the overall stats we'll take a look at, but if you scroll through the the top 1000 legend HS replay stats, you see there's a lot of diversity. There's a ton of stuff to play across pretty much every class other than Warlock. Warlock is kind of the rough deck right now. They're not really doing anything. The only deck that's listed is like tier 4 Control Ticketus Warlock, and that deck struggles a lot despite the fact that Control Priest is doing so well. But if you look across the whole broad spectrum of Standard, you have like Death Rattle Demon Hunter doing really well. You have Miracle Rogue, Aggro Shaman, Control Warriors kind of hanging in there, Control Priest, OTK DH, Spell Mage. You have a ton of different decks. There's a lot of different stuff going on, and I feel like it'd be a little bit too soon to nerf stuff. Like, let the meta play out for a bit, let people see how things are going, and I think that's fine. I don't see anything too egregious in the meta for once. I'm not going to complain and bitch and moan that something needs to be nerfed, this needs to be done. I think we're in an okay spot. However, my big gripe with the meta, and I see this a lot, popular sentiment, at least amongst my peers, is that the meta's kind of boring. All the decks are kind of boring. Like a lot, it's just not that fun to play. I don't know. I'm not having the most fun playing Standard. I finally got Standard Legend. I'll screenshot it here. I went 10-1 with Death Rattle Demon Hunter off stream after my stream tonight, just to get that done. And just to say, I played a little bit of Standard, and yeah, I faced a Priest. They vomited a bunch of random cards. I played a lot of other kind of curvish decks, and for the most part, it just feels dull. The meta, there's not a lot of exciting decks, at least for me to play. There's no real exciting combo deck. The control decks are like Control Priest, which I don't love, and Control Warrior, which I don't love, how it gets wrecked by everything, especially Priest. But like I said, there's a lot of variety. I'm just not like in love. I'm not excited to play Standard right now, and that's a me problem probably. So that's why I'm not going to complain saying this and this and this needs to get nerfed, because that would be selfish, because I don't think anything's particularly unbalanced, anything's particularly unhealthy. I'm just not in love with the meta. I just don't find it that exciting. So let me know. I would love to hear if you guys feel that way, or if you're really enjoying the Standard meta, which is totally fine and cool. And I'm going to keep playing and figure things out. But overall, yeah, just nothing is really grabbing me. There's no deck that I really love to play. And that, again, is likely a me problem, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And lastly, what would I like to see get adjusted? I know I just said I don't want to see anything get adjusted, but I would like Warlock to get some kind of love. Like, Warlock sucks really bad right now in Standard, and while it's, you know, Stealer, Souls, Dark Lair, Arena Lock, Cube Lock, while Warlock's got tons of stuff to do, but Standard Warlock, just the aggressive archetypes suck, and the control archetype just gets outclassed by almost everything. There's not really good healing. It's a struggle, and I'd like to see maybe some buffs in the near future for Warlock in Standard. Not necessarily nerfs to other class, just buff stuff up, like we saw with Shaman, like we've seen with other classes, to try and, I don't know, make you shore up the difference. We had some buffs already to Warlock with like Fiendish Circle, but that really just didn't really do anything. Have you seen anyone playing Fiendish Circle? I don't think so. And I'd like to see Warlock get some support, get some help. But other than that, honestly, I think we just see how this goes. Maybe they do one little balance patch before the next expansion, and then the next expansion likely will really spice things up. And you know, I think we're in an okay spot. Yeah, if there is anything to be done, Warlock should probably get a buff at some point. But overall, again, nothing I think egregiously needs to be nerfed. Anyways, next segment is our debut of our content creator highlight segment. I'll try and come up with a better name than that, but I wanted to highlight a friend of mine. She's a very awesome streamer, Swibe TV. I'm not sure how she wants to go with it, but as you can see here, she posted this schedule. She's now a full-time streamer. She's taken the plunge, so I wanted to give her a shout out. She streams Battlegrounds on Twitch. She has a YouTube channel. Both are linked below, and she's just a really awesome, cool person, and I've just really gotten to get to know her, really enjoy her stream. I got gifted a sub there just the other day, so if you want to check out a new Battleground streamer, or relatively new, Swibe is really awesome, really good, and she plays a lot of really good music, a lot of stuff from, at least feels like my youth, like Good Charlotte and all this like kind of trendy emo-ish pop pump music. I don't know, I enjoy her stream. I recommend checking her out, and you know, give her some support. She's going for that full-time push. It's a real big gamble, and you know, just tune in either to the Twitch or YouTube. I would appreciate it. And now we have the mailbag segment where I answer your questions. Again, you can ask me a question in the comments below with mailbag in the comment, and let's take a look at your questions this week. First, Yeet Sviget asks, what do you think the top 3 duels decks are? I have no idea, and I didn't pick a question because I don't know the answer. I'm picking the question because I just hit 25,000 achievement points in Hearthstone, and most of the achievements I have left to get are in duels. So I will start playing duels in the near future. So hopefully I can start giving you guys some duels tips. So I don't know. You can ask Team America. He's on YouTube and Twitch. I recommend him as well. He's a good duels content creator, but right now I don't know, but hopefully I'll be able to answer this question. But cheap plug for maybe some upcoming duels content, because I do want to check out the mode for sure. Mackie asked, do you ever think we'll see a control deck be tier 1 again? It feels like the devs are taking the games towards a more aggro in mid-range meta to me. Currently, a lot of people would say that Control Priest is tier 1. It's arguably the best deck in the game, and it is a control deck. It plays for, you know, late game and remove the board. It's just the most obnoxious, created by garbage, frustrating thing to play and face. It's pretty awful. So I would say yes, maybe, but the control we used to know it, like old Control Warrior and old Control Priest, Control Paladin, I think those decks are gone. Like so many decks, like you say, like aggro mid-range have been power crept so crazy with their card draw and tempo and generation that I don't see control being tier 1 like it used to be. It's more of this like infinite value generation style stuff from Priest that might be a thing, and it makes me sad because I really don't like that style of control. I like the old school control. I really want to like Crush Warrior to be good enough. It's an okay deck, but not tier 1 at all. And I don't know, as the way the game's direction is, probably not, and that does make me sad. Some Indian guy asked me, what's your favorite expansion to date? Journey to Un'Goro. Absolutely love Journey to Un'Goro. It's just the best meta for me. My favorite expansion, the elementals, the quests, the flavor, Ben Brode's song about it, like just I love Ngoro. It's my favorite by far. Hearthstone's never been as good as it was then for me. Old Gods, probably like a honorable mention. And I like Skullmance, as broken as it is. I did enjoy Skullmance as well. But yeah, for me, Ngoro, definitely. Atili Zabo asked, Meowth, Raffle, and Corbett said in their podcast that Stealer of Souls is garbage. What do you think about that? Well, it's banned from Wild, so man, that garbage must have been some really smelly, steaming garbage. I think they were exaggerating how the impact on the card. I mean, it wasn't like tier S, tier 1. It was arguably tier 2. And it was just really unhealthy for the game. And I felt that approach to talking about it was really unhealthy. And I'm glad that Blizzard didn't really, listen to that. So it's deleted or banned from Wild, and I think that's a good change. And it's certainly the garbage experience. I'll give it that. It was a garbage experience having to face that deck, and I'm glad it will be gone shortly. And lastly, Sonya the Cat, ironic name, no mailbag, but I had to answer this or respond to it. I like your videos and stuff, but stop trying to get follows with your cat. It's so obvious. There's Instagram and other platforms for that. You are a Hearthstone channel, gosh darn it. Well, sadly, I love Nova beyond belief. She's a huge part of my life, and I like to share her with you guys, even if it's once a week at the beginning and the end of every This Week in Hearthstone, because, well, she powers me. She's the reason I'm able to do what I do. I love my girl, and she's just a big part of my life, and yeah, I'm going to keep sharing her. And if you don't like it, well, you can skip the intro. You can skip the outro because she's always in those every week This Week in Hearthstone. So if you enjoyed the episode, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Have a great one. Stay salty, my friends.